And some parents in this stage make it hard because they feel rejected. What do you mean? I raised you, I wiped your bum, I fed you, I mopped floors to feed you, and now you want your own identity. And some parents want to live their dreams through their kids. Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Bessie Munyori. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not new here, still welcome. This is a channel where we talk about mostly money, investing, saving, budgeting, treasury bonds, money market funds, index funds, and all that. I also talk about things to do with being an international student in Australia and just some more other like different topics because yeah, there's a lot to talk about. Yeah, I just want to share my thoughts with you. So don't forget to subscribe, comment, share, hit the notification button so you don't miss another episode. According to our last episode on this series of deep thoughts or just unpacking different things, I talked about your different stages of life, infancy and childhood. So today we'll be talking about mid-childhood and adolescence, and in the next series we'll be talking about early adulthood and all that. In mid-childhood, you awaken to the fact that people come in two varieties, that is men and women. And yeah, we awaken to the fact that we are different. I think this happened to me when I was like 7 years old, and I was like, I could see so many pink things around me, and I was like, oh, must be nice to be a girl, so I can like have all the pink stuff. And even today, pink is still one of my favorite colors. So yeah, we awaken to the fact that we are different. There's a boy and a girl, and the physiological challenge in this is the successful acceptance of ourselves as a boy and a girl in different contexts, like in different at home, in relationships and all that. We start to feel like being a boy or a girl is something natural and good and not something that is an accident or a terrible mistake. But some philosophers, including Plato and Aristotle, actually were arguing that women or the female child is a mistake. And I was like, no, I challenge that. There's no way women can be a mistake in the universe because we are the givers of life. We bring life to this world. We are the portals through which life comes through. So there's no way we can be a mistake. If there's no women, there's no universe. We can actually decide to let the human race go extinct. So I don't understand their reasoning behind that. I like them as philosophers, but I differ so much when it comes to that. So basically, as you can see, this is just a stage where children need more affirmation. Children need to be taught that the essence of themselves as a boy or a girl is good and that they should fall in love with that essence. I don't know if it's too early for that, but I feel like it's something that should be encouraged because we've already seen, even in early childhood, the things that we do as parents, they affect the kids when they grow up. So yeah, if this is a stage where the kid is realizing, oh, I'm a boy, I'm a girl, yeah, you do feminine things with them, you do boy stuff with them, masculine things with them, and yeah, they continue accepting themselves. Of course, if they're in like a toxic environment, it's going to be hard to acclimatize or even to learn how to go through the stages. And the next stage is actually the one that is full of turmoil. So I need more parents in the chat to tell us like how soon should you start teaching your kids all this stuff, because yeah, we are trying to do it better than previous generations. So the next stage is adolescence, and this is a stage of storm and stress. I'm sure all of you know like the different changes that happen. They can be so bewildering and weird and exciting, and it's usually a transition to adulthood. We struggle with different feelings of like fear of responsibility, independence, freedom, and self-doubt. People are treating you like a kid, but then they expect you to behave like an adult. So it's really confusing, and you also start awakening to the fact that adults have so many responsibilities. So you start fearing the sense of responsibility because you're like, wow, I just want to be a kid. I want my stuff handled. But then again, you're also trying to get out of being a kid and start having your own identity and freedom and even like autonomy to do whatever you want. So it's a very stressful period in the human life. And even in this stage, parents really need to like show up for their kids because of the extreme hormonal and bodily and physiological, psychological, physical different changes that are happening in their children. So boys and girls start to awaken to the different responsibilities that they have in the society based on their sexuality. You start to realize that girls are treated differently, boys are treated differently. There's different expectations for boys, there's different expectations for girls, and we start wondering like, am I even gonna measure up to the standards? So with encouragement, we can adjust to the drastic changes and accept our new bodies, our new statuses. And this is very important because Imagine you're going through all these body changes and your mom is not even telling you what's happening. Your dad is not telling you why you're having certain dreams. I think in every stage of life, parents just need to be there for their kids. That's why you cannot like focus on just working, and not making time for your kids, because the more they're in a secure environment, they'll be more open, they'll be more honest. And if the environment is not so strict, they will not compartmentalize themselves. Remember, we talked about that in the previous video. They will not be so compartmentalized that they give you a certain version of themselves where they're very good and they hide other aspects of themselves because you're so tough, you can't take it. Most times in this stage, we're embarrassed, we're bewildered, we're anxious, we're guilty. So it's a period of turmoil. So parents, please show up for your children. In this stage, there is more exploration of freedom. Like there's a stage where kids want to go with their friends, they don't want to be at the dinner table, they want to go on holiday with their friends. There's also acceptance of failure. We learn even how to set realistic goals. And when we accept failures without losing self esteem, then our self confidence increases, because sometimes you can fail at something and if you feel so bad, it hits your self esteem so bad. And yeah, you feel like even shrinking and not trying new things. But when you're able to take failure and set realistic goals, as you move on with life, you learn that sometimes failing is okay, it happens, and it's fine, it's not the end of life. And that's the other thing that our parents should have taught us, because they were so strict on having like, you need to pass, you need to do this, you need to do this. So it seemed like there was no chance to like fail, and life is full of failures. So here, like we've talked, kids look into getting more freedom of themselves, forming an identity that is separate from their parents. And some parents in this stage make it hard because they feel rejected. What do you mean? I raised you, I wiped your bum, I fed you, I mopped floors to feed you, and now you want your own identity, you want to move out, you want to have your own life, you want to be independent. What do you mean? You're my baby. So some parents can really have a hard time accepting that kids need their own identity, and some parents want to live their dreams through their kids. Maybe your parent was not able to be a musician, now she wants you to be a musician by fire by force, like you need to accept that kids are their own human beings, they're their own individuals, and sometimes you also need to just watch them make some mistakes, not like life changing mistakes, but just some mistakes. And yeah, they learn, because you cannot control everything, honestly. In this stage, too much restraint, like we talked about, it breeds rebellion. So if your kid knows she can't come to talk to you because of your crazy ultimatums, because of your very strict ultimatums, they will rebel. Some will rebel, and some will just wear different masks when they're around you, and they will not even be open with you. They will not feel like you're a safe space to come to. They will not feel like you're a person they can talk to. They will just look at you as the enemy, and they will be more rebellious. That's why you see sometimes even like pastors' kids, they've been sheltered all their life, and then they go and then when they go to campus, they're like, wow, it's my time to shine. It's my time to do everything that I didn't do. So don't like restrain your child so much. It can bring other issues later in life. Let them be open, let them know they can come to you, let them know that they can come to you, let them let you know what they're doing. In this stage, that's when some kids feel like they hate their parents, but it usually fades. Sometimes when you're a teenager, you feel like your parents, they make you angry and you're like, oh my god, I can't deal with this. But as you grow up, you actually start seeing that your parents are really trying, and you start loving them more, you start appreciating them more, as opposed to teenage years. So if a teenager is able to be more open, to share, be more honest, to be more vulnerable, to be more empathetic, they're able to create intimacy later in their lives, because they don't have to hide anything. So, guys, as you can see from each stage, the way we are treated at home is usually influencing the other stage, and even how we'll handle adulthood. So, the next video will be about the maturing years and the early adulthood, the final stage, and all that. And in the early adulthood, which is like 20 to 30 years, this is where people like work on their dreams. This is where even childhood traumas really come up. And this is where, if you're not careful, you can even put more trauma on yourself. So, guys, keep on the lookout for the next video. And I hope you're enjoying this series. I'm enjoying making them. And because it's like a fresh breath of air, we don't have to be talking about money all the time, even though that's our main topic. But yeah, guys, I'll see you on the next one. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, share, hit the notification button, and I'll see you next time. Bye.